Hey everyone, welcome back to Red Bandit Racing. Welcome back to the channel. We're going to be replacing the center drive shaft on the E-Revo VXL 2.0. This is the second time Will has broken the front drive shaft, and this is a known weak point. And what happened, I think what happened this time was he was trying to save the car and rotate it off of its backside. And as the tires caught the ground, I think it just snapped the axle. The last time he did it, I think he was trying to jump the fence and it snapped an axle there. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to upgrade it. We're going to put in the Steel Velocity center drive shaft. This is going to be part number 8655R. So hopefully this solves the problem. These are really nice. They got the dust boots and everything. They actually look really nice too. I mean, those look really nice. So we're going to install that. I haven't had my chance to work on the E-Revo a whole lot, so this would be my real first time taking some of it apart. So let's go ahead and jump right into it and see what we got. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take off the skid plates so I can have access to the center drive shaft. Okay, I think I got to take this one out. Okay, I think I have to take this front one out. I'm not 100% sure, but let me loosen it. Yeah, I think I got to take that front one off. Okay, so I see what that does. So that kind of clips right under there, and this one holds this one down. Okay, so that one goes there. First time working on this, so this will be kind of fun actually. Haven't had my chance to work on this. Looks like that bearing is getting a little bit worn out actually. That doesn't look too good right there. All right, so next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and pop this back one off. Those were the 2.0. I believe these back two look like they're a 2.5. Put those right there. It looks like I'm going to have to clean this one out a little bit. Looks like these are 2.0. Pop that straight up like that. All right, now let's go ahead and get the center one off. That looks like it's a 2.5. Yep. If you guys are careful when you take this stuff off, it's a lot easier to know where everything goes. I don't think I can angle. I'm going to try and angle a couple times and zoom in if I can see it. But I don't think you guys are going to be able to see it. So what we're going to do real quick is we're going to have to pop this arm off, it looks like. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take these off. That way I can kind of just push those to the side like that. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these off. Okay. Now reach under and just pull that piece out. So that looks like that should give me enough access to get to it. I know you probably can't see it. I'll try and move this a little bit. But that front drive shaft, you can see it's broken right at the front yoke right there. You can move the wheels just enough to actually get into the side there. Get that set screw out right there. Then I'm going to rotate it. I have to rotate the back. Just like that. Get this front one out. I'm pretty sure this is going to come with new set screws, so we're definitely not going to save these. All right, so now let's go ahead and see if we can't push this out. Here we go. Just got to lift it up enough to pull it. You can get it out. You can see, wow, yeah, looks like a rock got caught right there and put a groove in it. But that's not what broke it. Let's go ahead and get this front piece out. Here we go. So that's how that looks right there. Snapped right off. And you know what? If you guys are flipping your cars over, I would highly recommend once you're flipped over, don't try and save it. I mean, if you can't save it, don't save it. You're just going to put a lot of stress on your drivetrain just like this, and you could easily break an axle. So if you can't save it with ease, just go walk over and pick it up. I mean, it's going to cost you less money in the long run, and you won't have to do this repair. Ooh, yeah, there's a groove. There's a groove down here. I don't know if you can see it. I'll try and angle it right there. If you can see that. All right, so now let's go ahead and let's get this one out. Let's go and take this set screw out. All right, now let's go and get the back one. Now the back one, you get it through this access hole right here. So as you're pulling it out, bend the driver just a little bit to the side as you're pulling up to kind of sneak it out, and it'll come right out. Okay, let's go and take our pick. That's it. Take that out. Take that out. So this drive shaft is actually still pretty good. So we're just going to clean it up and put it aside for spare parts. It's also good because we've ran into an issue where we had to actually steal some of these little E-clips, or what I call Jesus clips. So, I mean, either way, it's good for spare parts, even though we're probably never going to use it again. All right, so now let's go ahead and open up our new package. All right, let's take a look at this. All right, we're gonna go right in the back here. Got our brand new set screws. Let's put that aside. Let's take a look at these. These look really nice. Oh wow, these are nice, and they are greased. So that's good. These are gonna seal, and I think these are gonna last a long time. And I don't know about the boots though. I can see these boots getting torn up in case, you know, especially if rocks and stuff get caught in there. I can see these boots getting torn up. So let's go ahead and put these in. Now, when you put these in, let me show you real quick. This is the longer end. If you pull this boot back, you can actually see what it looks like right there. So I'm gonna put that right back where it was. And okay, so the longer end, I'll show you both. The longer end with the notches, and then you got this end with that red cup. This end is gonna go on the transmission side, and this end is gonna go on the differential side. So that's how it's gonna go. It's gonna go in just like this. Make sure you read the instructions. It doesn't actually tell you which side they go in, but it does not go this way. You're gonna have, I think it's a clearance issue. This is not going to, yeah, if you put this in, there's very little clearance on the inside for putting this in. You're gonna wanna put it in, yeah, just like that. So, like I said, this is the way that it goes in with those notches on the transmission side. So let's go ahead and start with the front, because the back's a little bit easier. The front's a little tricky. All right, so when you put this in, you're gonna have to push that collar back and fish it in. So this really shouldn't be that bad. I might have to go ahead and loosen the transmission, but I'm gonna check something real quick because I'm interested in seeing how it goes in. Okay, you know what? I don't have to remove the transmission. I know a lot of videos out there are going to show you to remove the transmission, but I can actually get it in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this back out. I'm actually going to get my pick, and I'm going to angle the set screw towards me so I can actually get in there a little bit easier. All right, so now I'm going to go and put this in, just like that. Let's get our new set screws out. And by the way, if you guys are ever replacing axles, drive shafts, I mean, what have you, and it comes with new set screws, or like if you replace a pinion and it comes with a new grub screw, set screw, same thing, replace it. Just replace it. These do get weak and they do break. These come with Loctite, so you don't have to put any Loctite on them. But if you ever have to remove them, make sure you put Loctite back on them. All right, so I'm gonna get that in there like that. I'm gonna take my pick, and that red collar that I showed you, I'm just gonna move that red collar back a little bit. I'm gonna go ahead and tighten this up. Nice and tight. Okay, I'm gonna slide this guy right on there like that. Let me go and pop the set screw in real quick, and then we're going to move that boot up. All right. You should get that nice and tight. You don't want that coming off. Yeah, I just spin the boot around. Now this boot right here with the groove, let me pull it on this other one. The groove right here, if you pull this boot down, that's where the pin from the axle is. So you want that notch right there to be over that pin, which is 90 degrees away from the set screw hole. So just like this, just like you see it there. Because what's going to happen is that pin is going to help keep this boot on. It's going to keep it from falling off. All right, there's the front. Let's go ahead and put the back in real quick. All right, so you're going to pull the collar down. There we go, just like that. All right, put your pick through it just like that. The wheels might turn a little bit. If you can keep the wheels from turning, that'll greatly help you. I'm actually going to get a towel right here, right by this wheel, and that's going to keep the wheel from turning. All right, so that's lined up just like that. So now I'm going to take that axle. I'm going to take that in right there, put it right in. I'm going to get my new set screw, and you're literally just going to drop it in that back hole like that. Make sure that's cranked down. There we go. Now we got the back end in. Now let's go ahead and do the front. Squeeze that in there just like that. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. It's really not that hard to do. The front end went in just fine. The back went in just fine. I don't know why I'm seeing so many videos of guys removing the transmission and removing all the linkage and removing the arms. That just seems like a lot of excessive work. You don't need to remove any of that. I mean, it's not that hard. It goes in just fine. There you go. Just make sure, like I said, I mean, if you guys can see this right here, if your set screw's right there, and it's a 90 degrees is where your pin's going to be, so just make sure that these notches on this boot right here are lined up right there, because that way it's going to catch on that and these boots aren't going to slide off. The fronts don't have any. They're kind of just held on by that red ring. But yeah, just make sure you guys read your instructions. I know some of this is pretty self-explanatory, but it really matters which way these go in. So always double check your instructions. Just make sure that make sure that you're putting it in right. So now that that's over with, what we're going to go ahead and do is we're just going to go and put the rest of the car back together. Let's go ahead and put this piece back in. Hopefully this won't have any more issues, and this should run a lot better, and hopefully it won't break anymore. We have some parts coming for the mini E-Revo to get that back underway. We're just waiting for some skid plates, but you guys can go check that video out. We did the same thing to the mini E-Revo because it was doing the same thing. It was breaking drive shafts, the center drive shaft. And a lot of it is just because rocks get caught in here and it grinds away that drive shaft and it ends up damaging it to the point where it snaps. Let's go ahead and throw the center on real quick. That's all nice and tight. That's tight, that's tight. I usually get them started with the gun and then do it with my hand. Let's go ahead and get this piece on right here. You gotta make sure that the bearing lines up, which it does. Make sure it free turns like that. That way you know it's in there properly. Let's go ahead and put this screw in first. That way we know it's secure before we put the other ones in. All right, let's go ahead and put the front piece on, which is gonna go right here. So these notches right here, those look kind of banged up, probably because it came loose or from all the nose dives, but you're gonna put this in like this. Once those pins are in there, then you're gonna rotate it forward. All right, let's go and get the back on. Take these screws right here. I'm gonna set that right there. Go ahead and start the back ones. Okay, now we got those on. Let's go and get these arms over here. I can usually do it without that, just like that. For the linkage, there you go. Let's go and get this one. Same thing. And that'll do it. It's really not that hard to put in. This, if I wasn't filming it, it'd probably take me maybe 10 minutes. I'm not sure these boots are gonna hold up inside there, especially if stuff gets caught in there. I can see those boots tearing pretty easily. I'm not sure if they make replacement boots. I haven't even looked that up yet. If they do, leave a comment. I might get a couple extra just in case we tear them because these are greased inside. So hope you guys enjoyed this video and we'll see you on the next one.